Convolution theorem. So the statement of convolution theorem says that if L inverse of f bar of s is equal to f of t and L inverse of g bar of s is equal to g of t, then Laplace inverse of f bar of s multiplied with g bar of s will be equal to integration from 0 to t f of u into g of t minus u du. So this topic, convolution theorem, is used when you are finding inverse Laplace transform of product of two functions. So now here, as you can see, you have f bar of s multiplied with g bar of s. So you have f bar of s, which is the first function, and you have g bar of s. So whenever you are finding inverse Laplace transform of two such functions, then in order to calculate that, we use convolution theorem. And when you are using convolution theorem, this is the formula. You have f of u multiplied with g of t minus u, and these two terms will be integrated with respect to variable u under the limit 0 to t. So let's see some problems on that. In that, the first problem is solve Laplace inverse of s square divided by s square plus a square multiplied with s square plus b square. So now, as you can see, according to the statement, you have to identify one function as f bar of s, another function as g bar of s. So first let's do that. So the given term here is s square divided by s square plus a square into s square plus b square. Now this s square here can be written as s into s, correct? So in that, one s can be combined with s square plus a square, and the other term of s can be combined with s square plus b square. So let me take, let f bar of s be equal to s by s square plus a square. Then if f bar of s is equal to s by s square plus a square, that implies f of t is equal to what? If you know what is the value of f bar of s and if you want to calculate f of t, then we use inverse Laplace transform. So we get f of t is equal to L inverse of f bar of s, and that's equal to L inverse of, what's f bar of s here? S by s square plus a square. And what is L inverse of s by s square plus a square? That's equal to cosine of 80. So now f of t is done, and f of t is equal to cosine of 80. But what we want in the required term over here is the value of f of u. So if you want to calculate f of u from the value of f of t, what we can do is we can replace the variable t by u. So what is f of u equal to? F of u will be equal to cosine of au. Now similarly, we can get the value of g bar of s. What is g bar of s here? In the given function, you have s square by s square plus a square. In that, one term has been taken as f bar of s, that's s by s square plus a square. Now in the numerator, one s is remaining, and in the denominator you have s square plus b square. So g bar of s is equal to s by s square plus b square. So that implies the value of g of t is equal to L inverse of s by s square plus b square, and that will be equal to g of t is equal to what then? G of t is equal to cosine of bt. But we need the value of g of t minus u. So wherever you have variable t, replace t by t minus u. So you get cosine of b into t minus u, which is also equal to cosine of bt minus bu. So now, in order to get the answer, let's write the statement of convolution theorem. So the statement says that Laplace inverse of f bar of s multiplied with g bar of s is equal to integration from 0 to t f of u into g of t minus u, and these two terms are being integrated with respect to variable u. So let's put the value. L inverse of what is f bar of s multiplied with g bar of s, that's nothing but the given question itself. So we'll just write s square divided by s square plus a square multiplied with s square plus b square, and that's equal to integration from 0 to t f of u. What is f of u in this? It is cosine of au into what is g of t minus u? G of t minus u is cosine of bt minus bu, and these two terms should be integrated with respect to variable u. So now in order to continue with this, what I have to do is I have to use the formula for cos A into cos B. Now what's the formula for cos A into cos B? That's equal to integration from 0 to t over here. Now when you are using cos A into cos B formula, this term here becomes A and this term bt minus bu becomes B. So what is cos A cos B formula? It is 1 by 2 into cosine of A minus B plus cosine of A plus B, correct? So let me write 1 by 2 into cosine of A minus B. What is A minus B here? Capital A is AU minus B. So this term will be subtracted. You get minus BT. Minus of minus BU becomes plus BU plus cosine of A plus B. So you should be getting cosine of AU plus BT minus BU. Then this term needs to be integrated with respect to U. So you get that's equal to half into integration from 0 to t. What do you get here? You get cosine of, let me just use some other brackets here. So I get half into cosine of, here as you can see you have two terms of u, AU plus BU, correct? So I'll combine them and write it together as A plus B into U. Then I have minus BT. And the next term which I have here is plus cosine of, here I have AU minus BU. So I'll keep U as a common term. So I get A minus B into U plus BT. And integration should be done with respect to U. So I get half into, now let me integrate the terms, both these terms of cosine with respect to variable U. So when you do that, you get cosine term integration will be sine term. So I get sine of A plus B into U minus BT divided by the coefficient of U, which is A plus B. And the next term is plus integration of cosine term again. So I get sine of A minus B into U plus BT divided by coefficient of U, which is A minus B. And once the integration is over, we have to put the limits. Limits are from 0 to t. So you get half into, when you put the limit here, let me just take the first term, 1 by A plus B, it's a constant. So let me see what do I get here. So when you put the upper limit for this sine term over here, what do I get? I get sine of A plus B, upper limit for U is t. So I get sine of A plus B into t minus BT, correct? So I think you should be getting sine of 80 as the upper limit value, because you get plus bt which will be cancelled with minus bt. So you get sine 80 as the value of upper limit minus, let's see what's the lower limit value. When you put the lower limit value which is 0, you get sine of a plus b into 0. So that makes this term 0. So you get sine of 0 minus bt. What is sine of minus bt? Sine of minus bt is minus sine bt. But you can see that there's already a negative sign out here. So the next term will be plus sine bt. So that's the value of upper limit and lower limit for the first term, plus 1 by a minus b into, let's see what do we get in case of upper limit and lower limit here. In the upper limit, which is t, if you put the value of upper limit here, you get sine of 80 minus bt and you get plus bt. So I think again you will be cancelling the terms here of minus bt with plus bt. So sine 80 is the value of upper limit minus, let's see what's the lower limit value. Lower limit is 0 here. So sine of a minus b into 0, which makes this term 0, and you get sine bt. So actually what you get is sine of 0 plus bt, that's sine bt. You can just copy the value of lower limit as it is and then close the bracket. Now let me continue in the next page. So I get 1 by 2 into, okay, I have two terms of sine 80. So I'll write sine 80 out as the common term. And which are the coefficients of sine 80? I have 1 by a plus b, and next I have plus 1 by a minus b. After that I have plus sine bt, and that's multiplied with 1 by a plus b minus 1 by a minus b. Correct? So now I get half into sine of 80. Let me see what do we get here. Here for both these terms, if you take the common denominator will be a square minus b square, because you get a plus b multiplied with a minus b. So the common denominator is a square minus b square, and in the numerator you get a minus b plus a plus b, and here you get plus sine bt. Again for these two terms the common denominator is a square minus b square, and in the numerator you get a minus b minus a plus b. Close the bracket. Then let's see what do we get here. A and a, so they will be added. Minus b gets cancelled with plus b. Here a and a will be cancelled. You have minus b and minus b, so that makes it minus 2b. As you can see, a square minus b square is the common term, so let me just bring that out. So I get 1 by 2 into a square minus b square. Then inside the bracket I have, this has been taken out, sine 80 which is multiplied with a and a, that is 2a. So I think I should be getting 2a into sine of 80, and in the next term minus b and minus b, so that should be minus 2b. So minus 2b into sine of bt. Correct? So now in the numerator I have 2 and 2. You can bring it out and you can cancel it with the term of 2 out. So after all that is done, what you get is a sine 80 minus b sine bt divided by a square minus b square, provided that a is not equal to b. So let's take the next question. The next question is, Fine. In fact, the previous question was from your model question paper, and even this question is from the model paper. Find Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus 4s plus 13 whole square by using convolution theorem. This is question paper problem. So now here what we have to do is we have to first of all identify what is f bar of s and what is g bar of s. You can see that the term s square plus 4s plus 13 is being multiplied 2 times. So f bar of s and g bar of s, both of them, they will have the same value. So f bar of s is equal to 1 by s square plus 4s plus 13. That implies f of t is equal to L inverse of 1 by s square plus 4s plus 13, and that's equal to, now in order to find the inverse Laplace transform of the term given here, we can use the method of completion by square or completing the square method. So using that method I get L inverse of 1 by s square plus 4s plus this number 13 can also be written as 4 plus 9. So that's equal to L inverse of 1 by, now take the first 3 terms here. You have s square plus 4s plus 4, which is also equal to s plus 2 whole square. And this number 9 can be written as 3 square. Correct? So now if you have something which is of the form L inverse of 1 by s plus a whole square plus b square, according to the formula, what do you get? The answer must be equal to e power minus 2t into sine of 3t divided by 3. So this is the answer for f of t. Now if this is the answer for f of t, what we need is the value of f of u. So f of u will be equal to e power minus 2u into sine of 3u divided by 3. So now f bar of s and g bar of s, both of them are same. So what will be g bar of s equal to? G bar of s is equal to 1 by s square plus 4s plus 13, which is same as the value of g bar of s. So I'll directly write what is g of t. G of t will also be equal to e power minus 2t into sine of 3t divided by 3. But what we want to calculate here is the value of g of t minus u, and that's equal to e power minus 2 into t gets replaced by t minus u. Let me write this 1 by 3 here. Sine of 3 into t minus u. Or you can also write g of t minus u is equal to 1 by 3 into e power minus 2t and e power minus 2 into minus u. That makes the term e power plus 2u. So I think I should get e power minus 2t into e power plus 2u into sine of, let me take that 3 in, so I get 3t minus 3u. Now let's write the statement of convolution theorem. So L inverse of f bar of s multiplied with g bar of s, that's equal to integration from 0 to t f of u into g of t minus u du. So L inverse of what is f bar of s multiplied with g bar of s, that's equal to 1 by s square plus 4s plus 13 whole square. That's equal to integration from 0 to t f of u. What is f of u here? It is e power minus 2u into sine 3u by 3. So e power minus 2u into sine 3u by 3. And what is g of t minus u? G of t minus u is e power minus 2t into e power plus 2u into sine of 3t minus 3u divided by 3. So as you can see, 3 and 3, that's 9. Then you have e power minus 2t, which can be taken out of the integral. I'm so sorry, this term will be integrated with respect to u. So please note here, 1 by 9 can be taken out. It's a constant. And here e power minus 2t is a constant because integration is being done with respect to variable u. So I'll take e power minus 2t out. Then I have e power minus 2u, which needs to be multiplied with e power plus 2u. What is e power minus 2u multiplied with e power plus 2u? That's equal to e power 0. So I get that's 1. So I think I should get inside the integral, integration from 0 to t, sine of 3u multiplied with sine of 3t minus 3u, and both of them should be integrated with respect to u. So now that's equal to 1 by 9 into e power minus 2t. What's the formula for sine A into sine B? So this is A here and this term is B. What's the value of sine A into sine B? Sine A into sine B is equal to cosine of A minus B minus cosine of A plus B. So half into, let me write that half out, integration from 0 to t, cosine of A minus B. So cosine of A minus B will be 3u minus 3t, minus of minus 3u becomes plus 3u, then minus of cosine of A plus B. A plus B is 3u plus 3t minus 3u, and integration should be done with respect to variable u. So what do you get here is 3u and 3u. So I think these two terms will be added, and here 3u and this 3u will be cancelled. So let me continue that. So you get 1 by 9 into 2, that is 1 by 18, which is multiplied with e power minus 2t, integration from 0 to t. So after all the simplification is done, you get cosine of 6u minus 3t. This is the first term, minus cosine of, after cancelling the terms of u, you get cosine of 3t, and integrate both these terms with respect to variable u. So let's see what do we get. We get 1 by 18 into e power minus 2t into, what is integration of cosine term? Integration of cosine term is sine of 6u minus 3t divided by coefficient of u, which is 6 here, minus, please note here we are integrating the cosine 3t term with respect to variable u. So cosine 3t is nothing but a constant here. So you get cosine 3t into u, and for variable u, you have to put the limits from 0 to t. So you get 1 by 18 into e power minus 2t, that's equal to, let's take the first term, you get 1 by 6 into sine of, put the limit for this particular term now. So in case of upper limit, you get sine of 6t minus 3t. What is 6t minus 3t? That is 3t. So you get sine 3t minus sine of 0 minus 3t. What is sine of 0 minus 3t? That is sine of minus 3t. Sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, but you already have a negative sign out here. So it becomes plus sine 3t. Then you have minus cos 3t into u. What is u? That is t. T minus 0. So you get t. Correct? So that's equal to 1 by 18 into e power minus 2t. Here what we get is sin 3t plus sin 3t is 2 sin 3t divided by 6. So that is equal to sin 3t divided by 3 minus t into cosine of 3t. So let's take the common denominator for the terms inside the parenthesis. So I get 1 by 18 into e power minus 2t, 3 in the denominator here. I get sin 3t minus 3t cos 3t. So that's nothing but e power minus 2t into sin 3t minus 3t cos 3t divided by 18 into 3, that is 54.